All right, yo, what's up? My name's RetroPat, and welcome to episode 3 of my Dungeon Defenders from Scratch series in the year 2023. This game has changed quite a bit, but I'm enjoying every second of it. I'm going to be starting today on the 3rd level on Magus Quarters, hanging out here with all of the pets. And I've been rocking the Squire class, which is definitely my favorite. I always go a tower-heavy build with him. I do want to get some speed because I did actually finally start leveling an alt account. I'm only level 10, very fresh onto this account, but I think it'll be fun to level alt accounts, or alt heroes is probably the correct term, in the background while playing this series. So I did get a Huntress up to level 7, and if I experiment with any new classes, that will probably be a part of this series. I do have a strong interest in experimenting with things like the Summoner, the Jester, the Barbarian. There's probably all the classes. I want to play at least up to level 10 or so, maybe even higher at some point, but that can be its own series. But for now, let's just go ahead and jump into our mission. Magus Quarters, medium difficulty, just general storyline progression. I don't know if I'll be able to beat this first try at level 10. I do seem a little underleveled for it, but we'll just have to see and test it. This is my favorite map in all of Dungeon Defenders, and definitely the one that I've spent the most amount of time on. It's a great survival map. The one thing you have to watch out for are the wyverns that will end up coming from these two corners, weirdly enough, off the sides of the castle. You have this middle section, you have this left section, and then this east section here. 3 towers and 2 wyvern spawns are really what you have to keep track of. There's generally 4 chests around the map. You get that one extra at the start of the map, and I'll show you guys my build for this map. I feel like I have a pretty good, solid, like kind of locked down build for this. I've played this to level 30 on survival multiple times. However, I'm not going to be able to do that build here because I don't have access. I don't know if I have my, I don't have my bowling ball turret yet, and I certainly don't have my slice and dice blockade. So we're missing some resources being this low level, but we'll make it work. We'll still set up some decent Harpoon turret spots, and I think we'll be pretty safe. I'm hoping that my solid strategy can make up for my slight underleveledness here. Starting things off with the bare minimum, I'll probably just do 1 Harpoon turret at each corner. I always hit them up here on these little parts there. Usually I would do bowling ball turrets for this, but let's go ahead and do these here. I'll probably just end up covering this other flank myself. I wanted to cover the staircase down here, so you can see the AoE range did cover this staircase right here, but then also cover this middle ground area and get as much of it as possible. Your positioning on that AoE little array of the Harpoon is going to be pretty important. Since I have 40 mana left, I'll go ahead and put a bouncer blockade here, which I would end up doing eventually anyway. You could even put these higher up, like up here. I've kind of experimented doing both back and forth. I think I prefer doing the ones more down there. They'll take more damage down there, but I think they also output more damage, so it's a little more of an aggressive build. But with that done, let's just go ahead and start the first round. Should be pretty simple. All right, first wave complete. I went ahead and set up a Harpoon turret over here. I'm watching my Harpoon turrets, and I can tell the next upgrade I need is definitely, absolutely, not even close. I need attack rate on my towers for sure. They fire pretty slowly. They do one-shot everything pretty much, but they clearly need more attack rate. Here's a good, like, sort of top-down view of this AoE that I'm talking about. So you see how I'm going to get this to essentially reach that peak part of the stairs while also reaching as much of the other part as possible. Go ahead and put it like right there. You also do want it to not catch too much of this side, because what ends up happening is that turret is meant to cover mostly this side or vice versa. And then if both turrets are targeting this side mostly, you end up having kind of minions leak through, which can be an issue. All right, with that Harpoon turret, I do have double turrets and a bouncer blockade at every single entrance now. Let's go ahead and jump into the next wave. It's looking really easy so far, but it always does at the beginning. Once it gets really hard is once you get to that wave 5 or 6 out of 6. I also need to consider when I'm going to set up Harpoon turrets in this location. You'll see what I mean once the wyverns start coming, but I have to pre-plan for that. If you don't pre-plan for that properly, it's the easiest way to lose a round. Since I'm so solidified on my other fronts, I'm going to go ahead and just use this extra mana to go ahead and place this. You've got to show respect to those wyverns. They are just game ending. When it comes to survival or just normal storyline, wyverns I feel like are one of the most difficult and scary monsters to appropriately deal with, especially efficiently. There's a lot of ways you can deal with them, but you want to do it as well as possible or you'll get overrun by either one side or the other. Setting up the other wyvern turret now, just in case. Pre-planning super ahead of time. It looks like there's 2 wyverns coming in from this gate as well. You can see that bottom little monster there. That's the wyvern symbol. Another positioning technique is when I set up extra turrets looking for the wyverns. As you can maybe see on that little right corner there, I'm actually going to try to get the yellow highlight onto that staircase. So when the harpoons aren't attacking wyverns, they're at least getting some use attacking some minions coming in from the stairs. Just something I definitely have picked up over many, many, many years of survival. On this map specifically, I don't know why. I think I just saw an online strategy or technique. I don't know what happened to where this map ended up being the best survival map for me, but it's really just, I don't know, I was drawn to it. Next combat phase begins. Should be a mostly simple one, but I'll try to get some. Yeah, there's the wyvern coming in. Let's see how much damage my harpoons can do to him if they can take him out. 2 shots. Okay, that's good since we have 2 harpoons set up there. Another one coming in. Let's go ahead and see him get obliterated. The graphics in view of Dungeon Defenders on PC look incredible as well. That's exactly what I want to see. I'm going to do something weird that I don't normally do. I'm going to set up the 3rd harpoon leaning so hard on the right side. Normally I would do 1 in the middle, 1 on the right, and then 1 on the left. So I would do like, this is the middle one, this is the right one. I would put 1 here. I'm actually leaning 3 hard right so that once the troll comes in, because there will be a troll in the center here, we can sort of prioritize that. Now I did make a mistake and put that one over leaning on that side, but that's okay for now. We're going to set this one up as well. This is going to give us more wyvern support as well as, like I said, more troll support once he comes in. Upgrading the bouncer blockades is also going to be super important on this map, since those are my only wall, my only like support against the bottom line, I guess. If those bouncer blockades go down, so does my crystal most likely. Quick little sword pickup, a sturdy poisonous bronze. I like seeing the like physical change when you equip a new sword and seeing how different it is to swing something of different size, of different nature elements, whatever. It's always been super cool to me. You see the physical change of your weapon change in this game. I do have access to level 2 upgrades now with 200 maximum mana, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for this blockade. That's super fine. I probably should aim to do that for the middle blockade coming up as well. Those goblin bombers are definitely inevitably doing some serious damage to my blockades as well, so I'll have to watch out for those. Those can be run ending as well. These turrets are taking more of a beating than I expected. I need so many upgrades, unfortunately, to my stats is the issue. So many upgrades, only so many points. Look at this one over here at like almost half HP. Like that's brutal. I gotta heal it up bad. Okay, to be fair, this is literally the last wave before the final wave, so I think we're in really good shape. Final wave. Also, only 1k XP away from a level up, so I will get a level up after this no matter what. Going to be focusing my mana on level ups for the middle center turrets for that troll coming in, so I'm pretty sure... Yep, we can see him spawning in. Oh no. He's a much stronger one than the last level as well. I fully expect to go ahead and lose here, but I'm going to try my best not to. Everything that I possibly could has been level 2 up. We got the 2 turrets here, the middle blockade. We have some 1 levels there, some 1 levels here, and a level 2 blockade bouncer, level 2. All the bouncer blockades are level 2, which is nice. All right, I think all the preparation is done. It's time to start the final wave. Wish me luck. It's here, all or nothing. If we have to repeat it, though, it's totally okay. But I really want to finish this level specifically so that I can start focusing on survival. I'm not going to sit here and grind survival forever and ever. Well, maybe, we'll see. But I do definitely want to do at least 1 long survival run. That is some loud sound as well. Let me fix that. I definitely want to do 1 long survival run and see how far I can go after I finish this level in the story mode. We'll take a little storyline break and focus on some fun survival. Cool little combat / maneuverable tip, I guess, on this map. You can go ahead and come down here, finish off a wave of enemies to essentially help your turrets over there, make your way over to these barrels and hop over and come over to this location and then continue from there. I'm going to heal up really quick before I... Well, I thought I was going to heal up really quick. All right, there's the respawn. Not a big deal. My boulder blockade is taking some fair amount of damage. We got a level up, which is really nice. It's really just this side I feel like is super weakened. I do want to heal the middle if possible. I do want to go ahead and heal this. I think healing my towers is my main priority right now. We'll stop doing a little bit of combat here and there. Look at that super slow cast rate. And that's what I talked about, how like it's so much slower to cast and they can interrupt you like that. The ranger is going to be a bit of a pain, but that's okay. They can stop you and it's a huge pain and it's so much slower than if you were to heal during building phase, but sometimes you have to do this. Like sometimes it's still just more optimal and that's okay. We have a little bit of a break here. There's the ogre. That's what I was worried about. A little bit of a break, I say. Let's go ahead and heal this while we can. He is coming though. I do have a couple extra defense units as well, so I do want to go ahead and set something up. I'm probably going to go ahead and just set up an extra harpoon turret here to output DPS and also act as a light wall if he makes it past this, but I'm obviously hoping he doesn't. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this turret. I'm outputting pretty good DPS in this ogre, it seems like. Yeah, 4k HP. We're going to take him down pretty well. That's okay. I go down, but he's going to go down with me. A worthwhile trade. Now the bouncer blockade on this side of the map did fall. I'm gonna see if I can rebuild that, but it shouldn't be too huge of a deal. Get that build going, and there we go. We don't even need to finish building it because we've already completed the level. That was honestly much easier than I expected. Maybe that was just due to the strategy, but I mean, we had one blockade go down and it was getting a little sketchy there for a second, but that was a nice, easy first try on that map, which is super cool. Only 3 points to spend here. I really wish I had more. I have a ton of upgrades in mind. But for now, I guess, man, this is actually really tough. I have so many things I want to do. I want speed. I want attack rate. I want HP. What is best? It's tough to tell. As much as I want hero speed and it'll make things a lot smoother, I think it's more of a luxury versus defense health and defense attack rate being more demanded at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and I probably should like commit 1 and 2. I'm probably going to do 2 into defense health and 1 into attack rate. I don't know if that's correct, but I feel like it's at least fair. We did unlock bowling ball turret too, which is really nice. And this, I'm going to take this piece of armor. It lowered one of my other tower stats by taking it. I have less AoE effect by +2, but I did get a lot more, +5 tower defense, which is super worth it in my opinion. This is an interesting piece of armor. I think I probably do take this. I actually might not. It gives me way more armor, a bit more armor, a bit more fire resistance, and +6 speed, but I lose +3 defense attack rate, which is a really relevant stat for me, obviously. I think I actually don't take this, hilariously. It hurts me to do, but I think if I'm going for the tower build, I'm going to commit to it. It might be stupid, it might be overall just a better piece of armor, for sure, but I don't want to lose my attack rate at this current moment, especially after upgrading it like that. Now this I can take. This is going to give me more armor and give me more HP. I'm losing some damage on my towers, but that's okay. It was giving me much more armor, and the HP is also like totally equal to the damage in my opinion. But there we go. That is that level dealt with. Let's head back to the tavern, take a little break, and then let's head into survival. That's something that I've said a million times I'm super interested in. I'll show you guys the strat. Also, Alchemical Laboratory is going to be, like, it's pretty notoriously tough level for me to beat. I feel like I've always struggled with this one. So getting some extra XP, levels, mana, and just general resources, like, it's never wrong to grind a level because you're going to get so many benefits from actually doing it, which is what I really enjoy. I'm also only around 50 XP from another level. You can see that in the bottom left corner with that orange bar, so that's also nice to see. I'm going to go ahead and clear out my item box while I'm kind of over here chilling. I'm going to lock or unlock all items. If you lock items, it makes it so they can't be sold off. I do want to lock certain items like this. I don't know how to, like, if shift click is an option or how I can actually hotkey this, but I'm going to go ahead and lock these guys. Obviously, there's also the portal gun and some other specific items that I obviously don't want to sell yet, but I'm going to be selling off everything else. You want to be really careful when locking or unlocking items because that can be really important and a huge pain. Probably gonna, I don't know if this is something. I'm gonna lock that for the time being. Yeah, we're going to lock this for the time being. I don't know how relevant that is, but we're going to go ahead and lock that. But yeah, so everything else I'm pretty sure is just nothing. We can go ahead and sell all. So you can sell all, which sells all unlocked items. There we go. We keep all the locked stuff and then sell everything else for extra mana. We gained 3k mana from that. And your mana is really important. Obviously, we haven't spent any mana yet. We're at 47k banked mana, but you just need so much mana, especially late game. It gets pretty insane. You start needing like hundreds of thousands of mana just to invest one level into an item, and it'll be insane how fast we run through it after saving so much of it up. But I am going to be jumping into Magus Quarters Survival, starting on Wave 1 on easy difficulty. That's going to be an important thing to keep in mind. The difficulty of this is going to be a lot easier. It's going to allow me to survive for a bit longer. And I think if you get to level 15 on these, you get a little bit of a reward and a little bit of a checkpoint. And then I think the other one is you might get something at level 20 and you might get something at level 30. I'm not sure. I know you do get checkpoints of essentially rewards and pets for making it super far. I don't really care about that here. I'm really just trying to limit test and see what I can do. I'm not going to record a lot of this. I'll show you guys my turret strategy and everything. And then from there, you'll just see the progress. Now that I have bowling turrets, those will come in full effect, and I'll place one on each side right now, and then I'll take care of the center for the first round. Kind of the same exact location that I put the harpoon turrets, but sort of facing or positioned in a slightly different way. These things do a ton of damage. In an ideal world, I would also already have the slice and dice, and these would end up going here for the wyverns. The slice and dice end up being way more effective than multiple harpoons. And you can do one harpoon and then slice and dice, but really, yes, the slice and dice is what does most of the support for the harpoon, for the wyverns, excuse me, once they start coming in. But that gets pretty late advanced late game survival, so I would love to hopefully show that later in the series. It gets to be such a disgusting amount of wyverns. They're all clipping through each other. It's pretty insane, and I hope I can show that off. I think it's a pretty under-recorded, under-documented side of Dungeon Defenders. One of the only negatives of survival in Dungeon Defenders is how absolutely long it takes and how kind of committed you are. I like those long grinds, but you can't really stop and pause. You have to keep the game running. To my knowledge, maybe this has changed with the PC version or new updates or something. To my knowledge, you can't like save and quit and like continue from a later point or something. You have to just go. You can pause and like keep the game up for later, but that's really it. And that's kind of archaic. I kind of wish there was a way to like pause the game and continue later, because you could sit here for hours and hours, like I talked about, 24 to 30 hours for that 30 wave mission. You can also see in the top right hand corner of the screen, you have defense units and minion units. So leveling alt accounts or alt heroes to be able to take advantage of those minion units can, I assume, become really beneficial. I say assume because I haven't really played much with minion units. That's more of a PC thing that I'm not really familiar with. So that'll be a crazy advantage to have and something cool to learn. And for this type of defense, since my bowling turrets don't really have as much AoE range as I would like, I am going to place the bouncer blockades closer to them, because that's going to allow the bouncer blockades to push the enemies back and bounce them back to the area where the turrets can actually be in range of them. If enemies are right here, the turrets are actually not in range and can't see them. All right, on to level 12 we go. I'm just going to fully dump into attack rate on this one. I do need to get back to my defense base damage, though. That's something I've kind of been lacking a little bit. And as you might have seen on this screen, wyverns are coming in this round, and I haven't set anything up for them, so I am going to have to set up some harpoon turrets here. Also, if you position your bouncer blockades up here, higher up, they do have a chance of knocking enemies to the lava, which can absolutely be an effective way of killing them. This is also a map where you can fall in the lava, and you especially need to be careful of that since you'll lose all your mana, especially up around here. Players will often forget, myself included, I've died so many times by falling into these little triangles of lava. All right, here's our first test against the wyverns. 2 hits. That's not good. I'm going to definitely have to try to get a level up here and get some damage, because wow, I think I could like almost one-shot it. I think it was 336 damage. They probably have around 350 or 400 HP. Oh, that's not good. I definitely need to get some turret damage. Also some AoE. As you can see, my turret didn't start firing there for quite a while. I'm already getting overwhelmed by wyverns. No way. That is not a good sign. At least this side has 2 turrets. This side will have to follow here with that in a sec. I will say, in the top right-hand corner of the screen, it says wave 5 out of 25. I don't know if there's max survival waves in the PC version or how that works. I've never seen that before. I know I've said PC version a lot as it's like alien to me and haven't really explained it. For those who haven't been watching the entire series and it's full, which I obviously can understand, I started playing Dungeon Defenders, and most of my Dungeon Defenders experience is actually on the Xbox 360. But the Xbox 360 online store is shutting down in the year 2024. So I think it's the perfect time to give myself an excuse to, first of all, play Dungeon Defenders from scratch. And second of all, transfer all the characters that I love so much and all my progression over to the PC port, which I'm super excited to be able to do and turn it into a series as well. It's a bunch of birds with one stone. Let's see if with an upgrade these turrets can one-shot these wyverns, because that's a huge issue that I'm currently facing. Like that, they have to be able to one-shot for them to efficiently kill them and really take care of them and without getting swarmed. All right, there you go. Wave 5 completed already of survival. Really no issues so far except for the wyverns kind of power creeping me, and I'll have to address that if possible. I need 4,000 more XP to get a level. We're going into wave 6, looking pretty smooth. None of our blockades or cannonball turrets have taken any damage. It's literally just our harpoons that are struggling. My first level 2 turret there to take care of the wyverns. I do have to notice or keep in mind, I guess, I'm not going to be able to get level 3 on any tower for quite a while. I need 400 maximum mana to be able to do that, and then you need 800 for the next, and then 1200, I believe, or 1440 or something for the next level. So we're going to be quite a few levels away from actually being able to upgrade our towers anything past level 2. There's an aerial view, and I really do think the build itself looks really smooth, and just, I don't know, this just screams tower defense to me. All these lined up in this sort of diamond shape protecting the crystal over here just makes me happy. Here come the wyverns. I want to see, it looks like with the upgrades, yes, okay, whew. It looks like with the upgrades, the turrets do actually one-shot them, which is a massive change. Now, for how long will they one-shot them once they start getting upgraded, once they start getting more powerful as the waves go on? That's going to be where the problem lies. I'm not sure if I'll see these on easy difficulty, but I do know on higher waves of survival, that's when you'll start seeing things like ninjas as well, or other more difficult to deal with enemies. Ninjas will literally just hop over all of your towers and head directly for you, and they can be a huge pain and output a lot of damage. We did just get an ogre spawn. We'll see how we deal with this. I don't think I'm too worried about it, to be totally honest, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm not even going to mess with the ogre. I'm going to see if we can just kill him with tower damage before I even go touch him. Let's see his HP. I know I might have to go back on that promise. I am pretty low on HP here, and I'm gathering mana. I'm going to go ahead and go for a heal really quick and then try to go against the ogre. See how much damage I can get off. Is that 7? Yeah, okay, this is doing way more. I will say, ogre is already proving way tougher than I expected. I'll take his aggro and just kind of distract him. Get a heal off down here where I'm mostly safe. Hop up on this little bench to hop over this. The ogre was taken down, but dude, my fucking bowler turret. That was too close. Uncomfortably close. I thought I could just relax and not really worry about ogres too much with this build, but I'm not nearly strong enough yet. I'm definitely gonna have to prioritize ogres and really focus when they pop up. All right, everything here has been healed and leveled up now, which is at least nice. I've been focusing so much on the wyvern defense, I forgot about the ogres. I'm going to try to take care of these 3. Okay, whew. That's always a scary sight, running into that many goblin bombers. And this upgrade on this harpoon turret will end up being the last harpoon turret out of all 6 to level 2. So my wyvern defense is about as strong as it can get. Unfortunately, I wish it could get better, but now we can focus on this middle center area to have more support for those trolls. Other than that ogre stare, though, none of my bowling turrets or bouncing blockades have been dealt any damage by any other mob. So doing pretty well. We're going to finish wave 7 here and move on to wave 8. Nice. There we go. And an important level up there is super nice. I probably go defense base damage is my guess. Pretty sure that's the thing I kind of need the most right now. I'm going to fully pump into it. I just feel super behind on that stat in comparison to the other tower defense stats right now. It being 21, 8, 6, 15. This is easily the least important one. Still a very important stat, but still the least important. I'd say the most important are probably, I mean, just these 3: attack rate. Probably the biggest 2 are defense, health, and damage. So my attack rate being higher than my damage, I've got to get that up there. But it can kind of depend. Once again, I keep an eye on my numbers, and I keep an eye on whether I'm able to one-shot things or not. As long as I'm able to one-shot everything, I can just kind of keep up in my attack rate and just get more damage output. All right, I haven't made a clip in a couple waves. We're currently on wave 9, and an ogre is on his way in. I'm in a pretty good spot right now. Most of my turrets are fully... I think I only have 1 turret that isn't fully leveled, so... He just threw a range blast at these. I'm going to do some damage. I'm going to make my way over to the ogre. He's crossing the bridge, which is really good for me. It's honestly allowing me to get more free damage off on him. I'm trying to dodge whatever attacks I can. This is going to be a close. I'm getting a lot of free damage on him, though, because of his bad pathing, so I'll take that. I lost a lot of mana there, but yeah, look at this pathing. Okay, the ogre, I got really lucky on this, to be totally honest. He goes down without a fight. 200 mana. Here it is, the last upgrade I needed to make, and now I have full defense units, full towers made, and everything is fully upgraded, at least to the point where I can. Now the game truly becomes a statistics and simulator game where I just sort of manage my resources, heal things up here and there, and just last as long as I can. I'll essentially see you guys with any ogre fights or whenever I'm about to lose. Well, there actually is one more thing worth noting here. There's no ogres coming in during these waves, but you can see those those bottom 3 monsters on pretty much every door that have 3 and 3. That's 3 shamans and 3, I believe, ninjas. The shamans are a pain because they heal a bunch of the other monsters as well as summon a bunch of skeletons, and that can be really problematic. The ninjas can hop over things and do more damage, so I'm hoping they don't cause me too many issues, but we'll just have to see. Let's start wave 10. Here's what the ninjas look like for those wondering, as I get absolutely assassinated. My character does not have nearly enough HP, and the ninja's already behind. If I stay in like a good position, it's easy for me to not bait them. And here's a shaman healing everybody and causing a lot of problems. The shamans are honestly probably the more problematic thing, as they can just essentially heal everyone and output more damage with the guys, and they're really, really hard to deal with and really scary. So I'll have to manually... They usually stay out of range as well, and they can heal themselves. They essentially just sit in safety, stay out of range. I don't have to heal because this goblin bomber is coming towards me. I can hear him. Yeah, the shamans create a huge problem. They just stay at a healthy distance, stay out of range, and I have to just go manually kill them, because otherwise they're gonna start to whittle down my towers. Level 10 has definitely been a huge power increase, and my blockades are starting to take some chip damage. Still not too much. Really easy to heal off, but it's something to take note of. And there is an ogre spawn coming. I didn't expect an ogre on this level. It's from this side as well. It's no longer just in the middle, which is also a little scary. So we'll see how this fight goes. I do want to distract him if possible. The bombers are coming in, though. They're going to take me out. Yeah, I couldn't dodge them. It's a little bit of time lost. I'm going to get back over to this ogre as quickly as possible. Try to output as much damage on him as possible, but he is doing so much damage to my towers, and I get killed before I can even get to him. My character is not meant to be in the fight like this. See if I can distract him. Oh, my stuff took so much damage, but I think I'm somehow okay. I really need to try to get behind my turrets now and get some healing off. Everything has so much more HP now. I'm no longer like one-shotting pretty much anything at this point. Let's go ahead and get our heals off. Almost 1,000 enemies in this wave at 946 coming into wave 10. Every other side is mostly fine, which is a pretty positive thing to see. It's really just the ogre that caused a lot of issues. All right, we managed to survive the 10th wave by a pretty close margin. This next wave, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to guess, probably going to be my last. I don't think I'm able to maintain this. I'm going to go ahead and dump all of these points. The XP I'm getting is really, really nice, though. That's really, really the benefit here, is just getting a fair amount of XP and fair amount of levels like pretty quickly. If you're good at survival or enjoy this type of game mode, I think it's really, really good for grinding XP, which is what I always kind of did. Now, I'm going to go ahead and collect all of these chests. We are at 300 max XP now. The issue is, since I'm on easy difficulty, I'm not really getting any drops, which is kind of an issue. I don't really get any upgrades to weapons and everything. The higher difficulty, the better gear you get, and it really, really, really shows. I'm going to go ahead and just heal everything up. Everything took a little bit of damage here and there, but like I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to win this next fight. But there's the ogre. Okay, so ogres will come in. It'll just show here from now on. That's something I'll have to check every round and really watch out for. All right, let's jump into it. Most likely my final stand. As you may have seen there, I literally have ninjas hopping over stuff coming towards me. I may have to stand a little more out of range to not really tempt them into that and to take care of some of these shamans. That's going to kill me if it explodes. Pretty sure those guys still one-shot me. Let's take care of the shaman here. Maybe a bomber along the way. Okay, I think I lived a suicide bomber blast. Thankfully, a goblin bomber. Kind of close, but I guess I do have enough HP to maybe it was the range. They probably do more damage the closer you are, though, and I was a little farther away, so maybe that's my excuse for living. Ooh, I do see a gear upgrade over here, though. I don't know if it'll actually be an upgrade, but it does say it is. I haven't seen that the entire time, so I'm curious. Oh, it's just a accessory. A feather on my cap. Honestly, that's worth it alone to play the survival, but here comes the ogre. Let's see how I can manage this guy. Stalling him and distracting him is definitely going to be really beneficial. The harpoon the harpoon turrets can target him if I'm able to keep his aggro, but there he goes. Getting a nice one-shot on me. I'm going to try to get behind him and distract him a little more here if I can without insta-dying. Pump some DPS into him, damage those around me, distract, get a heal off when possible. Can't heal while standing though. I have a poison weapon. I do nothing to that guy. Get a heal off if possible. The ogre goes down and we take minimal turret damage. Whew, okay, that was a very good defense. Wave 11 might be possible because of that. Okay, there's wave 11 completed, followed by another level up here. Should be in a sec. Yeah, right there. I'm gonna pump everything into damage. We need more damage to be able to take care of more things. And we got our slice and dice. That's really nice. I'm not gonna be able to set up any of those during this run, but if I want to do any more subsequent survival runs, those will definitely be super helpful. Now, here is a quote-unquote upgrade to a sword. Do I actually want this? It gives me one more tower. Takes away a lot of my damage, unfortunately. But it does give me electric damage. This might be fine. What's the other stat it's giving me here? Hero casting rate, though. I don't really care for that. It might be better, though. I'm going to rock with that. Plus, it's really small. Small sword, cool. But everything is taking so much damage now. It's pretty brutal. I don't know how much longer I can last. But moving into wave 12, I think a lot of it's going to come down to the ogre spawn and just kind of my RNG and pathing on that and just how I handle it, for sure. I'm going to heal everything up and we'll start the next round. The probable final wave begins. Well, I just keep not losing on accident, so let's go to wave 13. Another possible upgrade item over here. Let's see what this is. Yeah, a different feather that actually gives me stats. I'll definitely take that. Ooh, and an upgraded pair of gloves over here. Let's see if it's an actual upgrade. I don't think it actually is. It's going to give player health +3, but then also tower health +2, but it's taking away +3 of attack rate on my towers. That's not worth it for me. At this point, though, I'm actually just going to try to push for wave 15. I think I might get some sort of reward if I can do that, but I don't know if I'll be able to. It'll be quite difficult, but let's see if I can do it. I definitely didn't expect this episode of Dungeon Defenders to last this long, and if you're still sticking around to this point, I really appreciate it. Hopefully the content's been enjoyable, and hopefully you're playing some Dungeon Defenders or grinding some other sort of game today in the background while watching my content, while watching me pass away to some shamans. Here's the ogre spawn coming in. Let's see what's from this side. This side's actually already weak, unfortunately, so a pretty rough time for it to happen. I do just want to try to distract him. Getting stuck on a goblin, though. Oh my god, there's more enemies coming this way. No! Okay, I'm gonna go back behind him and see what I can do. I just want to distract him. The suicide goblins as well. The bomber goblins coming through. I'm gonna try to distract him, draws attention, draws aggro. I just have to live and keep the aggro. I don't actually have to like output that much damage to him. Yes, if I can get him coming this direction, it stalls so much time. It's so good. Okay, coming back over. My bouncer blockade's almost down, but the ogre does go down. Okay, I have a lot of healing to do to actually maintain this hold, but I might be able to hold another round. Another wave down. I've got to get to 15 at this point. Up to level 16 on my character. I'm going to dump everything into damage still. Could have arguably gone some into HP there. Probably should have. But you know what? I think as long as we can take out the ogre faster than he can deal damage to us, we should be okay. All right, here it is. The last wave before wave 15. Let's get it started. Wave 14. The wave 14 ogre is on his way. Coming from this direction. Let's see what I can do. How much distraction can I cause? It's also a shaman over here is the issue. And I get taken down before I can even approach him. I'm going to try to rush over. I'm on the wrong side. Got to rush backwards. My bouncer blockades. I think this is it. I think this is the GG's. The bouncer blockade goes down. The ogre's still at 20k HP. I don't see how I don't lose here. That's got to be the GG's. Oh, right before wave 15 too, unfortunately. But you guys can really see how fast everything crumbles and like what it looks like. Especially with this strategy being so all in on the turrets versus my character like having any damage or anything. Yeah, this is nothing I can do to stop it. Whew. That was like an hour long. Wasn't too long. Let's see, actually. Total hour and 17 minutes. Hour and 17 minutes to get to wave 14. Not too shabby, but a pretty long fight. I mean, in general, right? I think this deserves a good tavern break. We gain a lot of XP, a lot of mana, and just a lot of resources were gathered there that'll help us throughout the rest of our storyline, and that's going to be a good place to call this episode of Dungeon Defenders. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying. Dungeon Defenders obviously absolutely holds up in the year 2023, and it's just an incredible game. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you watched until this point and enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this one, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.